Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 44 review. And before I get started, look down below for the Facebook fan page and the actual episode link to the 2011 Hunter x Hunter episode 44 in the description down below. So, that being said, let's get started. This shit is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Yo, UVOGIN is, this nigga's crazy. UVOGIN is insane. This dude said, fuck this shit, we're gonna go in, we're gonna fuck up all these niggas, like that. I mean, this episode started off with like a bang, like literally, because it wasn't just like the big bang punch itself, it was like the first actual scene we see, where there's some random mafia guy. He points a gun at UVOGIN, and all you see is like a big ass arm, like yeah, punch him right in the face, like oh, it was like what the fuck, yo, this shit was crazy. There was one dude where UVOGIN actually grabbed him, picked him up, and just crushed his head, and then threw him away like a rag doll. It was like, bro, what the fuck are you on? Like, I mean, you are way beyond steroids. Fuck that shit, man. You on some Jesus pieces, man. Like, I don't know what the hell you're taking, but that shit is good. I want some of that shit. Fuck that. I really do. That shit is crazy. So, but basically, shit starts off, right? So let's go into the summary. Because overall, the episode, it was a very good episode of Hunter x Hunter. The pacing was good. The animation was on point. Especially when it got to the Big Bang Impact. Because the animation was just phenomenal. I mean, it was like, we see him punch the ground, and the shockwave was like red, and it appeared that the ground itself was like deteriorating. Like, it was really crazy. And then, of course, I was very surprised that we actually see Leech's head when UVOGIN bites that shit off. I figured that, well, this is gonna be anime, and anime, they normally dull that shit down. But we actually saw Leech's head when UVOGIN like bit that shit off, and then UVOGIN has this, like, he has his face on. There is blood all over his teeth and shit. He's like, I will take all of you guys on with just my neck and head. I was like, yo, it was very good. The animation, spot on. The pacing, spot on. Episode overall, very good, very good. So that being said, starts off with the whole entire, beat up all the mafia guys. The mafia guys are pretty much done. They're total. They're wasted. And then here comes the Shadow Beast walking in like a bunch of G's, like they run this shit. UVOGIN starts to advance, but then here comes Worm. Worm underneath the ground comes up, punches UVOGIN right in the face, like right in the face. But then what happens is that his actual fingers break because of because UVOGIN's just crazy motherfucker. So. And UVOGIN's like, that kind of stung a little bit. Then he cocks back for his own fucking punch, and Worm goes fucking flying. I mean, it was like, what the fuck? In fact, this punch was so powerful that Worm's right eye socket dislodged. No, his right eyeball dislodged from his eye socket. I was like, bro, that's insane. But Worm is not out yet, because he is a Shadow Beast for a reason. So it happens that Worm, he's still conscious. He grabs UVOGIN's arm, and he takes the arm underneath the ground. And then he's taunting all this shit. Either you die down here or you die above the ground. And then the Shadow Beast starts to circle on UVOGIN. UVOGIN says, "Fuck this shit." Starts to get a little bit serious. He takes all of his nen, and he focuses all the nen on his right hand. Big Bang Impact. But straight up hits the ground, and then the red shockwave, the ground literally like deteriorating, and then all we see is some big ass crater, and then Worm's hand is still attached to UVOGIN's left hand, and then he's like, well, he's probably dead. He's probably disintegrated from the Big Bang Impact, and that shit was crazy. And then here comes the rest of the Shadow Beasts. They fly in there. They literally fly in there on some foolhardy shit. What happens is that the Porcupine guy, he goes in there first. UVOGIN goes for the punch. but the Pokemon guy can manipulate his hairs, so he makes his hair sharper or curlier at will, so UVOGIN can't hit him. Then comes Rabid Dog, who actually has enough Nen force to penetrate UVOGIN's iron skin, and actually his teeth secrete a tranquilizer, which should affect UVOGIN immediately, but this is UVOGIN, and that should take some time. So in the meantime, what happens is that UVOGIN's trying to get Pokemon off his, he's trying to get Pokemon off his hand and shit, and then he punches Leech with the hand that Porcupine stuck to, but because Porcupine can change his hairs at will, he makes those hairs softer, and Leech doesn't feel shit. Then Rabid Dog goes in again. After the second bite, the tranquilizer takes effect, and what happens is that he goes to the ground and shit, and then Leech, he takes, and he has some weird ass like tongue contraption as like full of leeches and shit, and he explains, and what happens is that he walks over to UVOGIN, and he starts to secrete these leeches from his tongue, and then he takes the leeches and he forces them down the wound of UVOGIN, and according to him, the leeches actually, apparently they go down to a man's bladder, and after a day's time they hatch, and you will die in excruciating pain, and that does not sound fun at all. I mean, I'll tell you right now, there is no man who wants to die that way. No way. That is horrible death. That is a painful, horrible, horrible death. But UVOGIN doesn't give a shit. UVOGIN turns around and he bites. He literally bites like the right side of Leech's face off. And this shit was crazy because we actually see it. This is why the animation was so good, because we actually see his face being, chewed off and shit. And then UVOGIN has the smile, the face only a mother could love, blood running down his teeth, like, yeah, I'll take it all on with just my neck and head, yeah. And then he just takes a deep breath, and then he literally spits like a flesh bullet at Rabid Dog. The thing goes through his hand and right through his skull. Rabid Dog is down, and then takes another deep breath, and then does like a sonic boom right in front of Worm's face, and his eardrums completely burst, and it appears that his blood, it appears that his brain was like shaken up too, and he just falls down dead. And it's like, what the fuck? And this shit was loud as fuck. Whoa! And you see like the sonic waves coming out. And it was crazy shit. It was crazy shit. And what happens is that, the fans are like, well, are you done? And he's like, yeah, I'm done. Like, Shizuku, can you get this poison out of my body? And then what happens is that, and then she explains how she can only remove the poison, not the leeches. And what happens is that, that one, I forgot this guy's name, the kid with the cell phone, the other Phantom Troop, he tells them that all you need to do is drink some beer and you're A-okay. And what happens is that, at this point in time, Kurapika decides to go in there and try and capture UVOGIN, which sounds like some crazy-ass foolhardy shit. And Melody realizes that Kurapika is actually, his heart's racing, he is angry as shit. We can see the red outline on his eyes, the Kurapika clan. They're no, not the Kurapika clan. What was their clan name? Fuck. What was their clan name? Nah. For now, the Kurta clan. Yeah, the Kurta clan. So basically, the wrath of the Kurta clan is the wrath of the Kurta clan is now in full bloom, and Kurapika wants to go in there. The boss of the Nosferatu bodyguards is like, no, don't do that shit. Kurapika's like, don't fucking stop me. And then Melody calms him down with a few playing music, which is supposed to calm down your nerves and shit. But Kurapika still wants to go in there. He has confidence in his own abilities. What happens is that UVOGIN's sitting down, chilling. All of a sudden, a chain comes out of nowhere, grabs UVOGIN. At the same time, Machi has enough awareness to throw a Nen needle, and she attached it to UVOGIN. And then what happens is that the next scene we see is UVOGIN's in the car with Kurapika, Melody, and that one guy who can control dogs. And basically UVOGIN's like, hey, like, you should kill me right now, man. Like, you have no idea what you are getting yourself into. And Kurapika turns around. He's like, dude, shut the fuck up. And he's like, chain jail. Yeah. Chain jail, bitches. I was like, whoa. And the dude is no longer looking at the road and shit. He's like, he's like, Uvo, fuck you. Chain jail. chain jail, and then we find out that the chain jail can actually control and actually sustain UVOGIN's strength. And according to Kurapika, the reason why he's then so strong when it comes to the chain jail is because he has a self-imposed restriction and a covenant on himself. And that's the reason why his then is so strong. Because if he were to use this type of chain jail and other chains on other individuals who were not a member of the Phantom Troop, then he would die instantly. Which means that his conviction is so strong that he's willing to die for it. Which is why his then is so strong. And we see this, another, like, I'm not going to spoil for you, but another one of the main characters in the future episode does the same, well, in future chapters, does the same thing. And there is a drawback. There is a huge drawback. So that right there is the episode in a nutshell. This show is pretty good. Again, it was pretty damn good. Animation was fluid, on point, nice, crisp, smooth throughout the entire episode. We see Kurapika, and this year here was actually pretty damn good development for Kurapika, because we now know how far he's willing to go to actually revenge his clan and to attain the eyes that his clan, you know, because like we know that the Phantom Troop took all the eyes, you know, they sold them off and all kind of shit. So we see his conviction, and we also see the power of the Phantom Troop and why they were so, and why they're so feared. Because these guys, I mean, not even the Mafia's top guys can fuck with the Phantom Troop. So it makes you wonder who can. And you will see later on in this arc who fucks with the Phantom Troop. And yo, you'll be surprised. It's like, what the fuck? These guys? Ah, these guys. So yeah. But honest to God, the shit was very good. And let me just say one more thing before I go. For those of you guys who are looking forward to seeing the Hunter x Hunter 2011 against the Hunter x Hunter 1999, I'm going to wait until the 2011 catches up to the original Hunter x Hunter series, excluding the OVA, which means that this should lie around the point in time where a lot of things with the Mafia are settled. So I mean, like you guys know, if you've seen the manga and if you guys have watched the original anime, then you guys know exactly which episode the original anime stops, excluding the OVAs. Now, I'm going to wait until this current series gets to that point in time, and then I will do the Hunter x Hunter 2011 versus the Hunter x Hunter 1999. That's when I'll do it. So, that being said, once again, look down below for the fan page and the actual episode of the Hunter x Hunter 2011, episode 44, all in the description below. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a nice day.